But there's 6 types of courage, actually, and I've spoken about this previously. People have this perception that courage is bravery, but it's actually that, like, when you think about first responders, when you think about soldiers, when you think about police officers, there's a level of courage which is physical courage, and that's bravery, right? And that's what we associate with, but there's other courages. So you've also got emotional courage, which is vulnerability, right? And that's one form of courage. You've also got social courage, where you have to have the willingness to speak up and share what it is that's inside you. If you've got a dream, if you're a writer, if you basically a chiropractor want to share the chiropractic message, there's a level of social courage that has to happen for to follow through. All right. Another one is moral courage, where you can look at things and go, things aren't right. This isn't right. I need to do something about this, or someone should do about that. So that's another form of courage. You've also got mental courage, which is the willingness to ask yourself questions that challenge you, that you're not just stuck in dogma or this is how I'll always do it. You've got to be prepared, be willing to challenge your own thoughts and assumptions. And then finally, you've got spiritual courage, which is a life path and progression where you're constantly asking the big answers or questions in life. So all of those forms of courage involve willingly stepping in and having that 7 seconds of courage and the uncomfortableness about it to step into it, to be exposed, to be seen, to be threatened. So I think, and in coaching people, I just go, let's break it down. What's the resistance point and what type of courage do you need right now? When people are facing bankruptcy, when people are facing heartbreak, there's a level of courage and willingness to be prepared to look at that and to work through that. And that to me, and particularly particularly when we cross paths, it was more terrifying for me to be emotionally vulnerable than physically challenge myself, than actually let you know what was really going on, because that was more terrifying. And that's how I make it about someone who I'm working with, because it doesn't have to be courage to someone who's on a football field or a battlefield is still courage. And that to me is just refining it into the subcategory that you need to focus on. So that's how I personalize it to people and make it relevant to them.